Welcome. Thank you everyone for coming today and listening to my speech. I would like you to think to yourself, who are some inventors who pioneered the modern age? Think for a moment. Now you might think of prolific figures like the Wright brothers, Nikola Tesla, Henry Ford, and you wouldn't be wrong. However, very often, other highly accomplished inventors fly right under the radar. You see, it's impossible to ignore these pivotal inventions, but most of us have used a doorknob, for instance, and you never know who invented it. One such inventor named Frederick McKinley Jones became a self-taught mechanical engineer and would go on to patent the first functional mobile refrigeration unit, cementing him as a father of the modern age. He shaped the world as we know it, and barely anyone even knows who he was. The King of Cool was born on May 17, 1893, in Cincinnati, Ohio, to a black mother and a white father. Frederick endured much hardship in his developmental years, as his father struggled to hold the job in his mother's absence. After he turned 7, Frederick was sent to live with a priest in Kentucky for about 2 years, with his father passing away shortly after. Newly orphaned and unable to handle the pressure at the young age of 11, Frederick fled back to Cincinnati, where he would eventually land a job as a janitor in a mechanic garage. According to the 2024 Biography.com article written by Tyler Picotti about Jones's early life as an inventor, this crucial time in the shop is what sparked Frederick's love for mechanical engineering, where he would eventually be fired for racing the automobiles that he secretly worked on. After a brief period of odd jobs, he would later land a mechanic job in Hollick, Minnesota, which would further develop and cement his skills as a technician. During his time in Minnesota, he officially began his journey as a mechanical engineer, teaching himself all the written content, eventually securing an engineering license. At the ripe yet mature age of 20, and now that he was a certified engineer, Frederick took great advantage of his vast array of skills. During World War I, he was truly allowed to demonstrate his extensive technical ability in electrical engineering as well. Jones was procedurally placed in an all-black infantry unit in France. It wasn't until then that he was finally noticed by his superiors, and he was very swiftly promoted to a sergeant in the Army, where, according to his document of entry into the Minnesota Science and Technology Hall of Fame, he would get the chance to work as an electrician, working primarily on telephones, telegraphs, and X-ray equipment of his own design. Additionally, some of his radio transmitter designs that he was developing during the time used amplifiers rather than vacuum tubes, and they would later be cross-referenced in modern radio technology 25 years later. After the war, Jones promptly returned to Hollick, Minnesota, where he would have the opportunity of setting up the town's first radio transmitter. Around this time, he would begin to work on a device that combined moving pictures with sound, which was just being developed around the time, so this was a very new technology. This would eventually attract the attention of local businessman Joseph A. Numero, who would help him establish his first patent for an automatic ticket delivery machine for movies, motion pictures, and with whom he would later start his most ambitious endeavor, commercialization of the portable refrigeration unit. The duo founded the U.S. Thermo Control Company, nowadays known as Thermo King, where Frederick could express his entrepreneurial skills. Now that Frederick had an official platform, he was finally able to address the problem of refrigerated transportation. You see, before his invention, trucks used literal blocks of ice to keep the products cool. Despite how primitive that sounds, along with how primitive that sounds, it posed many issues, including wasted weight and space in the back of the truck, the delivery trucks, and there are many downsides because of this, because the ice would frequently melt and there would be a loss in product. So for long distance deliveries, that made ice very inefficient. This breakthrough, state-of-the-art product caught wind all over the country, over the world, later attracting attention from the U.S. Army, along with some help with his career as a sergeant. His system would be fitted to trains and aquatic vehicles with the primary purpose of transporting food, medication, and other perishables to Army units during World War II. So he actually participated in both wars. Finally, with the multi-million-dollar success of his jointly owned company, Thermo King, Jones would go on to have over 60 patents in his long-standing career before he tragically succumbed to lung cancer on February 22nd, 1961. Through his struggles early in life to his eventual success, Frederick McKinley Jones deserves to live on as one of the well-known fathers of the modern age. Given his natural aptitude for engineering, it is a shame he often gets overshadowed by other great inventors, having only officially received his National Medal of Technology posthumously in 1991, and being inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 2007. The research and writing I took part in for this speech has given me an even greater appreciation for the people who work in the background to improve our world. And it further proves my point that they deserve the utmost respect for building that world that we live in today. If not for us and our own technological development, appreciating these accomplished inventors is doing an immense service for the rest of the world. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for Susan Ishmael for joining us virtually from Tucson, Arizona.